What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you another review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 22. And this episode right here, for the most part, is a mixed bag. There's a lot going on. There are some really great things about it, and then there are some really, really bad things. Like, there are plot holes in this episode, like plot holes galore. However, let's just focus on some of the good things. One of the things I really enjoyed was the fact that we got to see more of the ruthless, savage Frieza, because there's a part in this episode where he is torturing Gohan. Like, he is shooting the little death beams at him and he's just picking him apart. And Piccolo has to basically save him for the second time in this arc, because he saved him in the last episode and he has to eat a blast that Frieza shoots at Gohan after he goes Super Saiyan, and an opportunity to save him from being killed. And I think that blast would have killed him. And it's a great throwback to when Piccolo stepped in the way of Nappa's death blast form. And the episode actually ends off that way, where we don't know whether or not Piccolo's alive. Obviously, he is. But it's just, a great way for suspense. The other great thing about this episode is Gotenks showed up, and that's actually one of the bad things. After Gotenks shows up, he basically headbutts Tagoma in the balls, and he prevents Tagoma from finishing off the Z fighters, because Tagoma just wrecks them all. At one point, he is cutting Piccolo's arm off. Piccolo has to regenerate it, and he's just looking like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do it again. Like, he's taking out Tien Shinhan, Roshi, Krillin. Like, Tagoma is a beast. He has jumped amazingly in power. Like, he went from being on the same scale as Dodoria and Zarbon to probably being as strong as Frieza in his current first form. So a huge jump. That's probably the biggest jump in Dragon Ball Z history. But the reason why I said that's a bad thing is Gotenks automatically defuses, and I was just watching this waiting with suspense, because I'm one of those people that really wanted to see Frieza's reaction when he saw Kid Trunks, and all we got was a flashback. And for a moment, I'm thinking, am I watching Dragon Ball or am I watching Naruto? Because this is right out the Naruto playbook, where they just take a flashback from an earlier part in the series, i.e., when Future Trunks cuts up Frieza, Mecha Frieza, and they just stick it in there. And I have two problems with that. The first thing is it really shows the difference in animation, because it's hard to remember that Dragon Ball Z, when it first aired, was over 20 years ago, and you can tell the difference in animation quality when you just look at the clip that they show, and then when you look at the Dragon Ball Super anime. So just something to kind of keep in mind. However, the other great thing about this episode is also one of the bad things, and that's that Captain Ginyu has returned. However, while I enjoyed seeing Trunks and Goten basically lose their shit, watching Captain Ginyu do all these poses, great comedy. Like, I was a fan of Goten and Trunks meeting Jacko the Patrolman, and just having Jacko and Goten and Trunks and Ginyu all on the same screen, comic gold. Like, I love that. However, one of the problems I have with this is Ginyu returns to the body after writing change in the sand, and Tagoma speaks it, and then that's how he changes his body. That's Captain Ginyu's technique. What the hell is going on here? That is a plot hole. And then the fact that Ginyu even has full control over Tagoma's body. How the hell did that happen? Because I remember when he changed bodies on planet Namek, he had trouble accessing enough of Goku's power to even keep up with Krillin and Gohan at a power level, what, like 20,000? So I mean, this is crazy to me that Ginyu automatically has that much control over the body. So again, plot hole. And the fact that in Tagoma's body, Ginyu is able to fight somewhat close with Gohan. Gohan is wrecking him when he goes Super Saiyan. It looks like he goes Super Saiyan 2 if you just look at the eyes and not the hair, because if you look at the eyes look closer to the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. And it's just like, how is he gaining that much control? Gohan was in control of that fight, but how does Ginyu have that much control over his body? That is a huge plot hole. But the other thing about this episode that I really enjoyed was, it looks like Goku and Vegeta have achieved Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and they're training in a room where I guess is similar to the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm not sure how that works, and I think that we might get some extra information in the next episode. But that's it for this episode review. Looks like next week we'll be seeing Vegeta take on Tagoma, and maybe we'll see something about Frieza kind of going off. I'm not too sure, but that's it for this review. If you like anything I had to say, make sure you comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Greatly appreciated. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.